Hello folks, Jason Chrisman here, JC's Bees. So here we are coming to the end of March, starting to see a lot more pollen come in. The maple trees are obviously in full bloom right now in central Ohio. In my last video I had a lot of people mention this red pollen. A lot of them weren't sure what the source was, but I want to tell you right now, the source of the early red pollen is purple dead nettles, which is a plant that often gets confused for henbit. Henbit is more of a plant that you see in the summer months and not so much in the early spring. So I'd have to contribute the red pollen to the purple dead nettle. So you may have noticed, since we're getting closer to this warmer weather, had to shave my face, had to shave my hairs. Starting to get a little warm on these 70-degree days. And the only time I really support the beard is in the winter months. So since those are coming to an end, it's time to get back to skinny face Jason. So here I am. What I want to talk about today, since we're talking about pollen and pollen sources, is a Wikipedia link. And I'm going to share that down in the video description. But first I wanted to show you briefly what you can find there. Now I printed this out off of the Wikipedia site years ago, before I even had my name JC's Bees and I was going by Honeycomb Hill Apiaries. So like I say, this is an old copy, but it has all the same information that this Wikipedia site has. And I'm going to quickly go through it and show you what it looks like. But you can go to the link down below and see all this information for yourself up close in person. Also, on one of the side panels on Wikipedia, I can't remember which side it is, but you have the option to print a book and have it shipped to you, which means Wikipedia will print this into a book. You can pick a paper copy or a hardback and have it printed, and they'll ship it out to you in full color. So that is an option if you don't want to print your own. So let's get into this real quick and I'll show you what to expect with this Wikipedia link. Okay, so as you can see here, I just made my own cover. We're going to open it up and it's going to have some information about pollen. So as you can see here, right off the bat, we've got maple, light yellow. We come on down through here. Let's see if we can find the red. You can see how it lists all these different colors. Like, let's see here. Flowers and annual crop plants for spring. Asparagus, bright orange, mustard, yellow, canola, yellow, yellow crocus, orange yellow. So as you can see, you go on down through here and see it actually says henbit, but that's not exactly correct. In the early spring, it's not so much the henbit as it is the purple dead nettle. Yellow sweet or white sweet clover, yellow sweet clover, those are great nectar sources right there. And then it goes on to even more. We've got summer. We got summer flowers and annual crop plants. So you can see it can be a huge help. And like I say, what I like about this is I'm able to go in and change anything. I could probably even take, what I need to do is change the henbit here and write purple dead nettle. But it has some great pictures. You can see the dandelion with the bee and the pollen. So it can be a really helpful source for you new beekeepers. You know, I think it's pretty exciting not just to see the pollen coming back in, but to be able to say, hey, that pollen came from, and say what it is. It just helps further your knowledge on bees. Hey, why not know where they're getting their source? Why not educate yourself a little bit more on what the bees are working, where they're getting it from, and just make yourself an all-around better beekeeper by learning these different things. So you're going to find out, if you're a new beekeeper, that you're going to learn so much more than just beekeeping in the world of bees. You're going to learn pollen sources, nectar sources. You're going to start to learn a lot about chemicals that people are using in their yards, around their flowers and their gardens, and that different kind of thing. That's why I support an organic farm and an organic homestead here We do not use any chemicals, completely all natural. The only thing we use for fertilizer is chicken poop and cow poop. That's it. There is no chemicals. So anyway, you're going to find out, you're going to learn a lot from this pollen source, and I invite you to go check it out and see what you think. And like I said, there is a link for that down in the video description. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it's rather enlightening to you. So one question I've been getting a lot here recently is, when can I start feeding my bees syrup? And my rule of thumb on feeding syrup is I wait until the nighttime lows are above freezing. And the reason for that being is I don't want to put any kind of syrup in there that's going to add moisture inside the hive. If the temperatures would drop at night and the bees have to cluster, the heat coming off the cluster and having any kind of moisture in there, it's just going to condensate on the roof or the inner cover. And then what that's going to do is it's eventually going to drip back on the bees. And you know, I've made it this far. You know, I've overwintered. We're now going into spring. I don't want to risk losing my bees at this point. So I'm willing to risk not feeding inside the hive. Now, I think it's different if you want to set out some feeders out in your bee yard and do an open feeding this time of year. That's a little bit different. The bees can only bring in so much, and what you may add to the hive is two different things. Myself, I use division board feeders or frame feeders, so I would be adding a gallon or 2 gallons at a time. Bees aren't bringing in that much at once. That's my rule of thumb. Don't be feeding bees syrup until the temperatures at night are above freezing. So if you enjoyed this little video, throw me a big old thumbs up. That'll help boost it in the YouTube search ranks and make it easier for everybody to check it out. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and make sure you click on the little bell so that you get notified when I release new videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week, folks.